it's fine. Oh, okay. That's fine.
Okay, so we sorted. So je moet weer emissie van jou laten van brengen die kant.
Okay. Yeah, no stress. No stress.
Ja, nou ja, net in het net. It seems like the newspaper guys are not happening, so we have to keep everybody involved. For what? Like,
As we are gathered here, am I very loud? Am I too loud? I am speaking here. Which one is loud? Is it me or her? Okay, then if it is me, then you can just reduce it. Okay, I am speaking now, but there is a feedback. Yes, it's from that speaker. Are we good? There's no feedback again. Is it too loud? Yeah, no, reduce it. Okay. Are we still? Yeah, no, for backup and that. Oh, sorry. No, it's not you. Oh my gosh. Aje go thubile tsebe. Oh, sorry, Skati. Mare utlwela ga sentle ne? E loud. Ke tla e hokotsa hanwa. Mara ha ke eme ha ile e siame ga ena. Go ra gore mokgatlo a potsa.
And we would also then have a feed to the public and to our road workers. They would also be able to
All right.
hear you.
All right.
And
Which
then-
road workers? All of them.
Now,
Oh.
some of the road workers, while they're busy working, they will be able to listen to you, Premier. So
All
that's
right.
why we're having a feed here
Uh-huh.
where they can hear, and then also we will have a broadcast
All
to
right.
our listeners and
Okay.
our audience.
Okay. So you take from here as well.
From here, you would go to the radio station. The
Yeah.
presenter, Premier, would ask you the questions.
Al Zain.
She will ask you the questions.
Okay. Don't ask difficult questions, Al Zain, please, man. It's Monday morning, Mos. You don't deal with difficult stuff on a Monday morning. Please, Al Zain. Please, Al Zain. Aye. HOD, are you not coming to answer some questions as well, Chief? MEC is busy with her interview there. She's coming after me. Al Zain, kom nou, man. No, thank you very much, Al Zain, and thanks to the listeners of RTS. And thanks for the opportunity that you accord to the provincial government just to speak to our listeners around this Vala Zonke project. Let me start by appreciating this great initiative by the National Minister of Transport, Fikile Mbalula. We firmly believe that this time around he directed his razzmatazz energy to the right problem that is confronting the country. Most of our roads, provincial, national and local roads, are riddled by potholes. And I think this time around, he really directed his energy to addressing the real problem that is confronting us, What we will be doing as the Northern Cape, we fully support this initiative to ensure that we fix our national and provincial roads. And we are also going to engage municipalities to ensure that we start with earnest to tackle potholes in our municipal areas. So we appreciate this initiative by the National Minister and we also support it. And there's also good news that we got this morning, is that SANRAL will open provincial offices in Kimberley. For the first time, we'll have provincial offices of SANRAL in Kimberley, which will better enable us to respond to the issue of maintenance of our road network, and also that will enable us to have much more greater and efficient response to the issues of ensuring that our roads are in good quality. And the road that gets into Kimberley from Barkley, and there's quite a whole number of roads, but each and every district has got roads that have been targeted to ensure that we fix potholes and we get our roads to an acceptable standard, and we've got quality of roads so that road users cannot be exposed to risk when they use our roads. This is a multi-year program. It will take quite a lot of time, and we have seen the unusual rains that we got, and particularly in the province and right throughout the country. The trucks that we have on our roads. For an example, in the Northern Cape, as we are speaking now, we've got about 2,500 trucks of manganese and iron ore that are traversing our province, and they damage our road infrastructure. So there's a multifaceted approach, engage Transnet to increase their rail capacity to transport manganese and iron ore. And now what is coming in the front now as well is zinc. So we'll have to ensure that Transnet increases its capacity, because if Transnet does not increase its capacity, we'll get subjected to the curse of damaging of our roads by trucks. Currently, we've got about 2,500 trucks on the roads, and they damage our road infrastructure. We have to address that problem, increase the rail capacity of Transnet, but also what we'll have to do is to embark on an immediate response like this Vala Zonke project to ensure that we fix our road infrastructure. Yes, sir. Now, what the road users should basically expect is disruption on the roads. Where we are fixing these roads, they will have to wait for some time, and we are pleading for their patience. But also to the general community of the Northern Cape, I think we need to highlight it that our province is on the right developmental trajectory. Just last week, we launched a massive program in Kamsberg, and 7 billion rand investment, which will create about 2,500 jobs. Last month, we got concrete commitment from Transnet around the construction of the Boho Bay port and rail infrastructure, 13 billion rand project. I'm sure most of you have seen the adverts on national newspapers, requests for information and developers. Building that port will change the socio-economic landscape of the Northern Cape. With the discussions that we had with Transnet, that's 6,000 jobs, basically meaning that we'll have to build up a new town in Boho Bay. And also the engagements that we had with SASO for the investment in our green hydrogen project at Boho Bay. Concrete commitments, they've already made some approached some banks, and there's some commitment on the funding of that project. Massive project. So there's big catalytic projects which are coming to our province that will change the economic landscape of this province, give the much needed job opportunities to young people. So the province is on a right development trajectory. We just need to fix these small things like potholes and all of that, which is a blight on our cities, on our towns, and all of that. But there is work that is taking place, and we are very positive as the provincial government.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Premier, MEC, all members of the media present. I think we afforded this opportunity to highlight and showcase our opportunity in terms of bringing government services to the people. And we have ordained this specific moment and dedicated to the media in terms of obtaining the necessary information to inform all citizens of this Northern Cape province regarding this project. So what we will do now, we would start an open session in terms of questions and answers. We will then have an opportunity for Premier Dr. Zamani Sol to answer questions. And can I also request Randall Cable, who's the Western Region Manager for SANRAL, also just to join Premier in this regard. So members of the media, you'll be afforded an opportunity to first of all introduce yourself and indicate from which media house you are, and then you can pose your question either to Dr. Premier Zamani Sol or to Mr. Randall Cable from SANRAL. I thank you. Can we get an indication in terms of questions? We've got Shanae Kemp from Norca Bulletin, the DFA, and I think that is it for now. I'll immediately hand over to Norca Bulletin. Thanks, Shanae.
Morning, gentlemen. My questions are twofold. When will SANRAL be taking over the R31? And when you take over, what are you going to do to the road to improve its conditions, as it is one of the main thoroughways through the province with iron ore, tourism, and for agriculture? And my second question is that water mass on the R31 is growing and growing. I'm not sure if you're going to, like you are doing on the one part by Villa Beescale, going to lift the road on the other two parts where the water is touching the road, or is the cause of the problem the leaking municipal pipes being addressed at the same time, because that's the cause of the problem? And that's my questions. Thank you.
Hi, Premier.
I think one part of your question will be responded to by Renda, and the second part of the leakages that leads to the Samanisol Lake will be sorted out.
Mr. Bulani.
That's the name of the
Okay, okay, I can go in on the.
I think Rendering was.
So thank you for the question. With regards to the R31, I'm very pleased to announce that we are at a very advanced stage of incorporating a number of roads that form part of the strategic road network. In fact, it's not only on the R31 from Santoy all the way to Hopetown. It's even more roads that we're taking over from Port Nolloth up to Steinkopf. And so at the moment we look after around 3,500 kilometers of road in the Northern Cape, the N7, N8, N12, N14, R27, and a few others. That is going to increase by another 1,000 kilometers. So we're going to be looking after 4,500 kilometers in the Northern Cape, including on the R31. I'm also very pleased to announce that it's at a very advanced stage in the sense that it's been approved by the chairman of the SANRAL board, and it's at the office of the national minister. It just has to be gazetted now, and then it will be handed over to ourselves to look after. So what we plan to do on the roads is firstly on the routine road maintenance to make it safe, to fill the potholes like we're doing today, fix all the edge breaks, to cut the grass and fix the fences, and then we will look at the longer term with regards to interventions on the longer term. I am very concerned about the number of heavy vehicles on the R31 and the impact that it's having on the pavement layers. I think there's a role for good, efficient law enforcement to also perform on the various roads in the Northern Cape. Thank you.
Thanks. In terms of the next question of the water on the R31 next to the lake. No. Okay. What is happening is the water, we're busy testing the water. The department, Solplaki, Water Affairs, we are all working together. Then we tested the water into the whole, in all the lakes which are there. And the things like then the Department of Water Affairs, then they are going to assist with all the bacteria issue. If ever then there is a high content of the sewer. But the whole plan of the water there, we are planning to direct the water or discharge the water to the Val Dam. But firstly, we're dealing with the cleanness of the water so that it is clean and it is acceptable. So from the Department of Water Affairs, then they are going to be handling the issue of licensing that whatever that we are going to discharge to Val Dam, it is clean and then it's not harmful to any species that is living in the Val Dam. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Wipilo Mere from the DFA.
From where you
from the DFA.
Oh, you are in DFA now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. I just learned that you are encouraging the public to interact with the department with regards to complaints, concerns about the roads, the conditions of the roads, and that you'll be monitoring. Who will be monitoring that those complaints? Will it be the province or will it be SANRAL? And there was a time when the EFF were redirecting traffic for heavy vehicles to use the Windsorton Road because of the flooding on the road. So I don't know whether the trucks, and now I heard the MEC telling one of the drivers to go back to go use the R31. So I don't know, have you been engaging with the EFF after they directed the traffic to use this road?
Okay, thank you. If I can answer the question about the app and how the public can also get involved. I think it's important that I put emphasis on the fact that there are two apps. The first app is for road authorities to collect information. They can download the app and they can take a photo of the pothole and it automatically uploads onto the system. The second app is meant for the public, and if they take a photo of the same app, the app is intelligent enough to identify the location of the pothole and will also send it to the relevant road authority. It then gets work streamed in the road authority, and I'm referring to all 9 provinces now that's making use of the same app. So we can actually see all the potholes that are being reported on a national level, and we can zoom in to a provincial level, and we can see the roads that has the highest reports that are not being repaired. So it has a lot to do with accountability as well at the end of the day, because we can see the big picture now as to where the potholes are and who's responding and who's not responding, so that we can intervene. Thank you.
Thanks. I think the second question was dealing with the trucks that are traveling on this road. The time when we are increasing the level of the road on the R31, then we decided to stop the heavy vehicles to travel on that section. Then they were using this section to go to Kimberley. But I think now we are done, or we are almost done with the project of lifting the road. Hence we said all the heavy vehicles can go back on the R31, then they are safe to travel on the R31. There are still some of the heavy vehicles that are coming from Gauteng. It is nearer to come from the N12 and then to use this section if ever you are going to Kuruman or whatever place. But we don't have a lot of heavy vehicles that are traveling. I think if ever since we have been here, we didn't have almost that heavy vehicles that are still traveling on this section. So they are back on the R31. Then at least this road, it is safe now to be traveled. But what we did with this section of the road, I think from N12, we have done the 20 kilometers, we have widened the road, and then it is safe for the heavy vehicles to use this road. And then we are going to do the same section. It's only 18 kilometers that is left from where we stopped last year to Bartley West. Then we are going to widen this section of the road, and then it will be safe for some of the heavy vehicles that want to go to Gauteng, then they can still take the shorter route to go to Gauteng. Thanks.
Okay, we're going to take a second round of questions. It's glad to hear that our audio is now a little bit louder, so it's audible for all of us. The first question would be from Motheo Seleke, am I correct? Not Motheo, from? Romana newspaper. We're having a follow-up also from Noorka Bulletin. Any other questions? Thank you. It's immediately over to you.
Good morning. I'm Simpio Ngongo from Romana Community Radio, Community Newspaper. I would like to ask as to what alternative roads are advised for the heavy motorists to utilize, unlike these roads, which are says are being small and can damage easily the road. And also my second question as to how long will it take to act upon the complaints from concerned motorists from the app which you advise that they must utilize? And also, is there any maintenance which is being placed for the prevention of should there be any malfunction due to the over traffic of the complaints of which you will be receiving?
My second question is about the N12 there by Comfort Dam. That water is also against the N12, and I have heard that the Postmasburg Transnet line is out of action because of the water on that line, and the Joburg Kimberley Cape Town railway line is also next to the Comfort Dam. I heard the Premier's talk about Transnet and Transnet helping to relieve the traffic on the roads, but the tracks are also being damaged by that water on Comfort Dam because Comfort Dam is also too full. So what is the plan with Comfort Dam that's so full that would have an impact on Transnet and on the N12 road next to it, like it is on the R31?
Thank you. We'll hand over to Randall.
Okay, so I see as we get more questions, they get more difficult. But it's good questions that we need to find answers to. So I don't know, with regards to the alternative routes, it would be dependent on the route that's closed. So we've got road incident management systems, which normally, if there's a major incident that has resulted in the closure of a certain road, we have an incident management plan that we normally put out to indicate what the alternative routes are. And we prefer not to make use of your gravel roads as alternative routes. But as I say, it's dependent on the location of a particular incident. With regards to the complaints, and yes, we are expecting a high volume, especially as part of the launch and over the next couple of days, of complaints from the public. But you know, those are genuine complaints where people take the time and effort to go and take a photo of a pothole and to upload it. And we need to make sure that we as government respond to those complaints. And we hold those accountable that are not repairing to account. So what we have put in place is a very systematic approach of collecting data to identify exactly where the potholes are and who the road authority concerned is, and then assign it to them, and then escalate it all the way up to national government if it's not been done. With regards to the Camphor Dam, I'm aware, I have been informed by the MSC that there's water on the other side of the N12. It is a concern. We have got a drainage system there. We have got culverts that are running under the road there. I believe that we should look at what is happening there. So what is the cause of the rise in the water of the Camphor Dam? And we need to deal with that. And we need to act in a decisive manner. I had a look last night, but it was a bit too dark. I'll go and have a look now. On my way to the airport, I'll go have a look and see the extent of the problem. But I'm a firm believer that we need to look at the actual causes and not the symptoms. So if there's a water leak that is resulting in an increase in the water levels that have remained the same for many, many years, we need to find out exactly as to what is happening there. And I'm sure there's existing studies that has been done by the Salt Lake municipality, and we will also tap into that. But it is a concern, but we are looking at it. Thank you.
Premier, would you like to respond, say something? No? Is there something that you would like to say?
No, I'm
Actually? Okay. Thank you all members of the media. I believe there's no other questions. Can I just make sure 100% if there is a follow-up question or a clarity-seeking question, then we will conclude the session. Thank you for your time, and I believe that you will take the message of government to the people of the province and communicate to them our services and our commitment in terms of provincial government and in terms of SANRAL. Okay, I just received confirmation that MEC Fufe Makatong, she completed her interview with Lesedi FM. I think it's just going to be fair if we give an opportunity to MEC also just to share a few words with the media in terms of this operation that we're launching today. We've heard from the Premier, we've heard from SANRAL, we've heard from our technical senior manager, Mr. Bulani Itumileng. So I think it would just be fair if we also afford MEC an opportunity to say a few words, and then we'll see if there is any other questions at that point in time. Thank you, MEC.
Thank you, Crystal. Good morning. It's still morning. Thank you, Premier and Randall from SANRAL for the support. As Roads and Public Works in the Northern Cape, I'm afraid because I was not here when the Premier and SANRAL made their inputs, that I might repeat what they said, but you'll pardon me if that's going to be the case. But as Roads and Public Works in the Northern Cape, we really appreciate the initiative by the National Minister to intensify the pothole repairs program. But I think it's important that we indicate that in the Northern Cape, Vala Zonke found us already busy with a program. You'd remember that the Premier in April of 2021 pronounced on a program of pothole repairs in and around Kimberley. So even beyond Vala Zonke at March, we would still be continuing with the pothole repairs and ensuring that the roads are safe for all the users in the province. I think, Premier, it's also important to indicate that today, on the 8th of August, I can confirm that the problematic R31, the 20-kilometer between Koopmansfontein and Middelpos, we've got a contractor on site now, and we would want to plead with the road users to be cooperative with the instructions on the roads, and that they also take responsibility of their safety in obeying some of these laws. So Vala Zonke is not going to end here. We've got programs lined up for the next 6 months, up until end of March. We will be communicating these, the program. So as and when there's a need for for us to invite everyone, we will always do that. And I hope I've covered areas that were not really covered. I hope Sandral also shared with you the application, the mobile application that they will be launching today. So we're looking forward, as we strive to modernize this province, we're looking forward to taking advantage of that mobile app. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Premier of the Northern Cape, the MEC for Road Public Works, and all social media, the media that is around here, our participants, our law enforcers, officials from both the Department of Transport Safety and Liaison and the Department of Roads Public Works. I would like to say, job well done. Keep on doing the good work. Let this work end up having good results. Thank you very much, all of you.
I'm told the mayor of the district and the local mayor wants to say something. Brenda, say you guys want to say something.
Good morning, colleagues. Let me also take this opportunity to thank the Premier, Dr. Zamani Sol, MEC Fufe Makatong, MEC Bloom. Ours as the local affairs of government, we really want to appreciate the intervention made by the minister, partnership with the provincial government. This is what we need as local government, intervention from our different two spheres of government. We really appreciate, because we have been struggling as local government, and we have challenge of potholes around the district itself. But one emphasis, Premier, this function was taken away from the district 8 years back. Now my plea will be, if this function can be given back to the district, so that we look after our district roads as a district municipality, I think it will also at least it will also assist us, and it will also help to uplift the burden in the on the government. So we really appreciate the intervention made by national and provincial government. We thank you really very much. Siyabulela.
Thank you. What's the function? All right. No, thank you.
Thank you, thank you. To all journalists, kindly be advised, we have arranged a Wi-Fi spot for you. Please note, on the different tables you would see there's tabletops, there's facilities also to charge your cell phones and devices. So those of you who would like to post immediately or directly, please go ahead and feel free to make use of our Wi-Fi facilities and the tabletops that's provided in terms of charging facilities. I thank you.
Ek is nou by jou. Ek wil
Okay, so will you organize? Okay.